Hi. Hi, it's Cryptameria. I'm back and it is Victoria Day in Victoria, BC. It is our city day. Yay. So I know I might get in trouble on YouTube for showing Check 6, but I think we go way back. And also, I'm giving all of our local people free advertisement. And also, I kind of want to pick apart their commentary and stuff. I know some backstories on some of these bands and everything they don't know. And I want to be able to watch. I almost went downtown and just filmed it, but I'm so curious about how Czech is going to do this since, like I said, we go way back. And I almost thought about turning it, like I said on my previous stream. The only way I live like 5 blocks from their headquarters, I cannot pick up their signal unless I like dismantle my whole antenna system off my TV. And right now, Rawhide's on as well. So, as amusing as this parade is, I love seeing it and I love the bands. But it's nothing like the ones for New Orleans or during Mardi Gras. Everyone thinks Mardi Gras is just this one thing. It's like, no, it is amazing. And so we get a little bit of that. I love brass bands and the marching bands. So let's just pull up our local media. I mean, I love Check 6. It just also, they're just, I've, oh God. Okay. When they would have like some of their live streams, I'm like, you need a moderator in here. Like, is anyone watching your fucking computer or do you just like let anything happen? So if they let anything happen, I can just say whatever I want. Well, I'm kind of stealing their footage today. I might get a strike. But we'll see. I'm going to be cheeky. I'm going to be so cheeky. Everyone knows that. But also, this has been part of, my first year in Victoria, I actually just lived down the street. So it's like, wander a couple blocks to Douglas. Oh, wow. There's like a whole thing happening here. I lived on Bay and Hillside. It was great. Yeah, we're going to pull this shit up. I don't mean shit. I just mean I have such a beef with the mainstream media. And Check 6, to be fair, they do a good job. And also, if there's commercials, I'm not going to stop them. I might stop, like I'm going to stop and start, but I'm not going to cut anything out, okay? Except for this part, because we're already like so far behind. And let's just pull this up. I don't even know if I'm going to get away with this, but okay, come on.
Totem Towing and Sunbelt Rentals, you make this possible.
Yeah, sure do. And you know what? These are great.
Let's see if this works. It's also like it's when you're doing a live off of a live, it doesn't always work. If you see my protest videos, yeah, some are like, no. Okay, we're just getting started, folks. This is why I didn't go down yet. Okay, yay. I think I printed for them. Okay, you're going to hear this a lot. Like half of these companies, like I printed for the Thrifty Foods. I printed for, so many of these companies and businesses. It's an honor. And it's my city. I should feel proud of it. I should feel proud of it for something like this. Okay. Yeah, now they're back to talking.
One World Multicultural Festival immediately following the parade here. just behind us
behind
here,
us,
right
yeah.
behind City Hall. Free admission. It's a celebration of community, entertainment, bouncy castles. There's a ton of stuff set up here behind us. There's tons of tents. It's
You
going to be a
almost
really,
had
really
me
fun
at the
after
bouncy
party
castle.
for when the parade wraps
You know,
up.
it's really
Almost
great.
had
You
me
can
at the
hear the
bouncy
parade making
castles,
its
but I
way.
think it's a
Obviously, the
trick.
dance troupe is getting everyone going, but you can start hearing the sounds and the cheers as they make their way down, and you can see,
Yay!
oh yeah,
They're
the
coming.
streets are lining. They're coming indeed. We're going to take another really short break here. You are watching
It's
the
like a
Thrifty
little
Foods
Ruffy dog.
124th Victoria Day Parade.
I love Palm. They're like cheeky, but they're like sweetest dogs.
Now for
And
your
like I
marching
said,
moment, brought to you by
I'm gonna
Kelly
let
Jet.
all their
In the 1928
advertisements
parade, one of the highlighted floats was the exhibit of Tyler's Goat Dairy, Lake Hill. It showed 5 goats in a pen. The display stressed goat's milk for health.
Gordy's in the building, and he's all
Hey,
shook
Gordy
up.
Dodd!
Can't help falling in
We
love
got
with Dodd's
every-
Easy
if
Pay.
you're from
0
Victoria,
down,
you
0%
love the Gordy
interest,
Dodd.
and 0 payments.
Yeah.
OAC.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Shake, rattle, and roll down with Dodd's.
It's what to drive.
The Victoria Day Parade is brought to you in part by Dodd's Furniture and Mattress, with locations in Victoria and
Really
Campbell
good
River.
people. Really, really good people.
Welcome back to Czech's 66th live broadcast
Wow.
of the Victoria Day Parade. That's something to be proud of for sure. And you know, the military contingent always leads off our parade, and we're so grateful for it. And it's such a wonderful, magical part
Yay!
of the parade. And we are so grateful this year to have Chief Petty Officer First Class Stan Button here with us to offer his expertise. Stan, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And Stan, you have a long history with this parade. You first marched in it 28 years ago.
Yes, when I first
Wonderful.
moved here
Okay, the chat
from
isn't showing, so
the
I'm
East
just
Coast
going to
of
put it full
Canada
screen.
in 1996, I was here literally a month. And
and there really isn't anyone in
Wow.
the chat.
I also marched in this in 1999.
1999. You're from Newfoundland, correct, Stan?
I'm originally from St. John's, Newfoundland.
Well,
yes.
first
You're
and
gonna
foremost,
lurk
thank you
on
so
the
much
chat.
for your service. But this is a nostalgic day for you as well, isn't it?
It is, because within the next couple of months, I'm actually releasing from the Canadian Armed Forces. So it's
Wow.
kind of making this really become full circle
Aw.
that I'm actually back out here one last time to
Good, sir.
where I began
Thank you
and
for your service.
where I'm going to end up.
Oh, well, we're so glad you're here, and we look forward to finding out more and helping you guide us through the wonderful military contingent that is just a little
It's
ways away
coming
from
close.
you right now.
They are.
But let's head back one more time to Ed Bain in the marshalling area down near Mayfair Mall. Ed?
See, I'm just,
Well, here I
I,
am. Look up.
I almost went
Way up
down there.
Up in the top rack here at the Hop On, Hop Off bus. Wilson's Transportation has taken all kinds of tourists around our beautiful city over the years. And today they're taking all kinds of beautiful musicians around the parade route. And this is Janet here, who heads up the, do you
Gotta
head
love
up the
a
band?
hometown parade,
Not the
right?
band. I'm the executive director of FOM Music Society.
Okay, and that is
Very
what now?
lovely.
That's Friends.
Oh,
I'm
Friends
just
of
gonna
Music, yeah, and we're
pull 'em up.
providing musical opportunities for people just in aid of mental health.
Isn't that great? And what a great thing that is to get you through some issues. Music is a great healer, isn't it?
It is, and there's room for everybody at Friends of Music, whether you're a volunteer, you're here as a supportive friend, or it's part of your wellness plan.
So how do people, say if we got somebody watching at home that this would be a good fit for, how would they get a hold of you?
Info@friendsofmusic.ca, but you can take a picture of the bus and we got our QR code just right.
And then you get right on
right
that.
on our website, right on.
How long have you played
Wow.
here?
I think about
That's
10 years.
organized, just click on the QR code.
So I'm usually in the office, but sometimes they let me out.
Well, I'm sure it's great. I'm going to look forward to hearing you guys
Yeah, this is,
on the parade route.
Yeah, and we've got
Yeah,
Ben is our musical director. Yeah.
Let's get a wave out of everybody. You can introduce everybody.
Oh, don't ask.
Oh, don't ask that. Okay, that's too much. All right, let's just get a wave from all the band here. Great to see everybody. Well, listen, Janet, this is a great program that you're involved in, and keep it going.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming and seeing us. Yeah.
Friends of Music up top here on the Hop On, Hop Off bus from Wilson's Transportation. And we are going to be throwing it back now to Paul and Stacy and seeing what's going on down on the parade route.
Yeah, thanks
Amazing.
so much, Ed. And make sure you hop off that safely. We want to make sure that you can walk with the rest of the tech contingent down the parade route. And we're getting very close now, Stace.
Oh, we are. And a new thing that Tech has added to its broadcast this year is the multiple boxes you'll see on your screen. So we call it kind of a jewelry box. So some of the special things will happen up in one corner of the screen, but we are going to show the parade in its entirety for you. You won't miss a thing. And I know that's so important for all the thousands of parents and grandparents and fans and friends who want to see their son, daughter, granddaughter who is taking part in the parade this year. So it looks just like this. You'll be able to see everything. You won't miss a thing.
Shout out to Director Kevin, our whole control room team we came with the crazy idea and he said, sure, yeah, let's make it happen. And shout out to Marcus up top there. He's in the bucket getting all those incredible shots. You can see everything is making its way here close to City Hall, and we are almost getting ready for parade time.
Oh, gosh, there it is. I can see it. It's almost coming up behind us. Before we get there, another quick thanks to Joel Properties for their help on location this morning. Marshalling for the parade the last few decades, as always, the local Lions Club. They do such a great job. And, of course, thanks for all those groups that make this event possible. The province of BC Fairs and Festival Grant, the City of Victoria, Arts and Culture, Municipality of Saanich, the Esquimalt Lions Club, and Central Walk Mayfair Mall. Thanks so much to all of you for all your support.
Yes, a big thank you indeed. And we mentioned, of course, the Stages dance team. Jeff did such a great story with them. I also want to give a shout out to Jane B., the Queen of Hearts stilt walker. She was walking around these parts, getting all the crowd revved up. She learned to walk on stilts back in 1999. She said it's possible for anyone to be able to walk on stilts after 5 to 8 hours. I'm not so sure.
I'm not so sure.
I don't think so. And she tells us a really funny story about one event she did at a farm festival where she was walking in a marshy field and her stilts actually sank into.
It's literally up 5 blocks because it takes that long to organize everyone.
The ground slowly. And so she said she toppled over in slow motion, but one of the very few times she's ever fallen on the stilts. So what a great addition to the parade to get us all warmed up.
Oh, I'd totally be the
Yeah, warmed up indeed. And things are certainly warmed up here. Everyone is ready. The stage certainly set. The stages, I guess, set. And as we get underway, the Thrifty Foods 124th Victoria Day Parade is officially a go.
Amazing. And you can see our title sponsor there, Thrifty Foods, on that banner. And something that we usually feature in our parade is the town crier. And Kenny Podmore has done this since time began. And Kenny Podmore is sadly feeling a little bit under the weather today, so he's not able to be with us, but we wish him a very, very speedy recovery at home. Kenny, we miss you and hope you'll feel better soon.
Yeah, we're thinking of you for sure, Kenny. As you can see, the Thrifty Foods banner is leading us off here on Parade Day. 27 stores for Thrifty Foods in communities across Vancouver Island,
so there's
Salt
going to be
Spring,
a
the
bit
Lower
of
Mainland.
a time delay.
And a big shout out to Thrifties. They opened up their 27th store just this past week on Thursday over in White Rock. So a big congratulations to Thrifty Foods.
And you can hear them playing the Naden Band of the Royal Canadian.
Like finally, something happened. Happy. Usually I'm pulling up doom and gloom protests, and this is a nice parade. And I did couple of years of Christmas pressing all of the Naden suits or helping, with the band. So it's kind of an honor seeing them.
Canadian Navy, led by Drum Major Chief Petty Officer 2nd Class Braden Wise. In operation since 1940, 35 professional full-time musicians out there. Shall we have a little listen?
Oh, I love listening to some bands. Let's have a hear. Just sounded fantastic. Stan, talk to me about the importance of the Naden Band here.
So the Naden Band, actually, with Braden Wise in the front, a really good friend of mine, actually. They're a role model of service, discipline, musical excellence. They regularly engage in the community with collaborations with musical institutions in the local community. For example, we did a little mini concert yesterday.
Happy event, right?
And they also do such events as when the Max Bernays was commissioned over in Vancouver a couple of weeks ago. They were one of the key elements that actually took part and actually was provided musical entertainment for that.
Now, Stan, talk about what it's like to march in the parade. I mean, it's a super important event for all the members of our armed forces who are here. Just tell us what it means to be part of that.
It's extremely important to take part. It's not only a chance for us to show how proud we are of the community that we're in, but it actually gives us a chance to actually show that we're part of your community. What a lot of people don't realize is that there's 5,000 people who are actually military members here in Victoria.
Wow.
And we always love the opportunity to come out and just be there and just show who we are, because a lot of people don't realize that we're here in your community and we're actually part of your key community.
Yeah, well, it's very well said, Stan. And again, thank you for your service. Thank you to everyone who has served for the service over the years. And I got to say,
most of the time, like, you might catch someone in their fatigues, like they're just in the grocery store, like, I just want to go home, right? You know? But we have a huge military and so much respect to everyone.
hey, Stan, you're a pro already. You had a marching band going behind you. You were able to
And
think of your
there's
thoughts.
nothing like a guy
This is
in
very
a
impressive. And what we're
story.
seeing now is the CFP is
I know,
Esquimalt
they're pretty much
marching
all married,
contingent.
but
This is a 32-person Canadian Forces base Esquimalt marching contingent comprised of various units throughout the formation. They've come together for this event, and this is what you're talking about with the marching and making sure that you're showing exactly what we are and what we do, right?
Exactly, and what you're seeing here on the screen right now, this is the Canadian Scottish Regiment Princess Mary's Pipes and Drums, and they're the infantry regiment that's based here on Vancouver Island. They're the authorized band. The long distinguished history of military history that dates back before the First World War, as a matter of fact. Some of the events they've recently done, they were at Fortissimo, Victoria this past Saturday at Topaz Park, along with the Naden Band, the U.S. Marine Band. And at the end of the month, they're going to be playing in the Okanagan Military Tattoo. And later in June, they'll be traveling to Halifax to participate in the Royal Nova Scotia National Tattoo as well.
And you talk about the pride of walking in a parade. What does it mean for the families? Because family is such an important part of military. When the family comes out to watch this as well, that's an important piece of this, isn't it?
It is extremely important. Growing up here, my kids loved seeing me when I was actually as part of the parade. Even if I was just marshalling or if I was just at the beginning trying to organize, getting people to where they needed to be. And they just loved me being part of that and just doing that.
And we just had a look at the Korean Veterans Association. We've got the Army, Navy, Air Force Veterans Color Party as well. And you know what? I think it reminds us when we watch these contingents in the parade just how expansive our military is, and how many branches there are, how many different contingents there are.
Our city.
There are completely different branches. So here in Victoria, we have the Army, Navy, and Air Force.
Sorry, I just have to interrupt you, Stan. That's Mary Griffin. She's a member of the Tour de Rock Riders this year, and she, of course, is a longtime Czech employee, and we're so proud that she's taking part. She's going to do a great job. Sorry, Stan.
No, don't worry, because I just saw my friend Liam Kenny in there as well. So he's actually part of the Tour de Rock team as well.
That's what the parade's all about. You see friends, you see family members, you wave to them, and yet we saw Mary Griffin. We see Steve Foster, the first father and son, who's going to be riding in the Tour de Rock together this year. But again, Stan, pick up where you left off there.
Something positive.
So what we're seeing here on the screen right now, we're seeing the
Canadian flags.
So
I don't
this is the Navy cadets that are starting to watch.
You might see some weird stuff going on with flags, but
there are nearly 8,000 sea cadets between the ages of 12 to 18 in 230 communities across Canada.
And of course, representatives of the South Vancouver Island Royal Canadian Legion, and we saw the Tour de Rock team, and it's the youth is really important in seeing the cadets and encouraging them to take advantage of these kind of programs.
So this is actually pretty interesting here. This is the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing Band. They were
Yay!
established during World War II and deactivated for service in various Marine units in 1952 at the Marine Corps Air Station in Miami, Florida. When they
Well,
were actually brought
yeah.
back together in support of the
Talk about
conflict in Korea.
diversity. We
Oh,
go
wow.
across the
So
border.
they're actually based right now in MCAS Miramar in California,
Yay.
and they're up here for the weekend to play
Aw,
different
thank
concerts
you for
and just do some
coming.
collaboration.
Thank you, everyone,
Amazing.
for
The baby
coming.
week as
This
well,
is
and love the band. You're the right guy.
amazing.
Sometimes you just can't compete with a tuba.
Yay!
And here's HMCS Malahan, Royal Canadian Navy Reserve Division. They do such great work, such important work here in Canada.
Yeah, and behind them you'll see all the different vehicles that are coming from the Ashton Armory.
Aw, like,
They're based up in Val-Alman
this
here in
is
town.
almost
and,
better than
they
Canada
were
Day.
established in 1994
Right now
with
for
the
the
efforts to maintain and honor
patriotism
the
level.
histories of the local medical, logistics, communication, military police units.
Yeah, the armory there. It is so
I
important.
live
and
next
a lot
door
of people
to the
drive by and say,
armory.
What's going on there? You see some of these vehicles that are parked on the
Before
side.
the building
and
got
it's
condemned
nice to see
and
them
turned into
showcased and
condos.
show people what we're doing and what they're doing each and every day. And we didn't get to quickly mention the cadets, but talk about the importance of young people getting involved in military service at that age.
So
All of us.
they're actually not
All of
military
us.
service. They're actually learning how to be great citizens.
Right. Okay.
And with that, they do citizenship. They do leadership.
That
They
is
promote
what it
physical
should be
fitness.
about.
I love that.
It's a
You
really
can still be
great
an
team
awful
building
person, but
activity that
be
where
good to
they
your
actually will
country.
interact with
You know,
in a safe
like,
spot. The program's completely free to everyone.
Wow.
And
there you go.
they will take anyone, and
Yay, honk,
some
honk, honk.
of them have become great leaders.
Yeah.
I'm pretty if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure the present chief of defense staff actually came up through the cadet program.
Wow.
Back when he was a young lad 40 plus years ago.
Wow. Cool.
But
Jesse, my ex-husband, he went through cadets, and it's a great, it's discipline, but it's good for kids. And also, like, if you can't afford a lot of programs for sports or arts or martial arts, they are good options for kids.
But it's just great to see because you see so many great leaders and
And
many
some
great
kids
people
really
that come
want to
out
do.
and
Some kids
have
are
come out of
just,
that program, and I have
I
a
just
lot
wanna
of
do
friends
this.
that are actually part
so
of
why
that
are you
program.
forcing them into
Also in the
other
parade
things
this year,
that
the
they aren't
39th
interested in?
SBC Battalion. We're so glad that they are taking part this year as we look at more vehicles from the
Aw.
Ashton Armories.
Right?
Oh
Some of
my
these
God,
vehicles
this is like
are
so
actually older than I
amazing
am,
to
and
see all the
which is
old
kind of scary to
vehicles.
say, but they are.
This is
The museum seeks to maintain, honor, and promote the histories of our
yes.
local communications, logistic, medical, and military police units, their Canadian Forces branches, and predecessor, the Army Corps. And it's funny, they drive by and each person sees that we're live on a parade and wants to honk the horn. I think it just get a little...
Well, I'd like to think it's us, Paul. It may be the judges because the judges are a little bit behind us and off to the north.
I think it might be a little of both because I saw a guy
Yeah.
look over and kind of give me the eye
They're
like,
trolling
did
you.
that make it on TV? It certainly did.
Absolutely, and we love it. I mean, the sounds of the parade
It
are one of my
should
favorite
be
parts, whether it's
this
the honking of
fun.
horns, whether it's the music, the singing, the bands, and we have another wonderful musical entry
Honking
coming up
didn't
right now.
used to be a bad thing.
Is
It
this
used to be
This is
like,
the actual
Princess
drums.
Mary's pipes and drums?
hi,
Yeah.
hi.
Yeah, under
Nazi
the
style.
The
Like
Scottish
liberals
Regiment is an
say.
infantry unit in the Army Reserve of
Oh,
the Canadian Armed Forces, and I think we should have a listen.
I love
Listen,
all the
let's do it.
bands. This is just, I think this is like the NATO Corps coming up, or BC. I'm trying to remember which one is which. So if you're actually watching on Check 6, I have a delay. The parade's going to probably finish like half an hour before I finish. Like,
This year, the Canadian Scottish Regiment Pipes and Drums, joined by the Regimental Pipes and Drums and Dancers of the Calgary Highlanders, the 400 Squadron RCAF Pipes and Drums, Lake Superior Scottish Regiment, and the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing Band from the U.S. Marine Corps, all the way from Miramar, California.
Oh, the Lake
Nice.
Superior Scottish Regiment. So when I actually
Thank
served in
you.
Thunder Bay,
Thank you
Ontario
for
for 3 years,
coming
and that's
up.
exactly where they're based out of. And it's great to see them here on the parade today.
Amazing. And it's been great to have you with us, Chief Petty Officer First Class Stan Budden. We appreciate your expertise and insight so much. And good luck on this next chapter of your career.
thank you
and
very
thank you
much.
so much for your 3
And
decades
no,
plus service.
it's
for the
good
Canadian
for you.
military. It's been a great
Thank you
pleasure.
very much. It's my pleasure to be here today with you.
But hey, if they didn't do this, you know, and
All right, my friends, you know what that is. That is the Thrifty Foods Buggy, as
Oh,
mentioned, offering
yeah.
27 stores and communities right across Vancouver Island, Salt
Aw.
Spring Island, and the Lower Mainland. And they support so many wonderful
they
organizations of all
actually
kinds
are a
of
good
community. Orange
company.
Shirt Society, BC
People
Special
can like
Olympics,
on them
and hundreds more.
and all the grocery
Everyone at
stores,
Thrifty so
but
excited to be here and see all the families lining the streets.
oh,
and
the
they're
little
just such
police
a wonderful, wonderful supporter of this
I love
parade and
this
their
police.
community.
Yeah,
This
of
is
course, one of the
like I
presenting
love
sponsors
this
of
part.
this parade,
I
Thrifty
fucking
Foods, along
love
with
this
Don's
part.
Furniture, and of course,
It is
downtown
so cute.
Dental Victoria. And
It is
you
like,
know what time
I'm sorry,
it is. It is
isn't
time for the
this-
Victoria
it's
Police
so damn
Department,
cute.
leading this year's Vic PD entry, Chief Constable Del Manic, of course, and Deputy Chief Jason Laidman. And
Oh,
they've got
but that
the
is
old
like-
police car. It still operates, which is good.
yeah.
Yeah, it's better than the alternative. We could get our friends at Totem Towing to.
There's Del. Hey, Del.
Chief of
Yeah.
police.
That's Chief Delmanic for sure. And you know what? The
I love that little
and-
car. It
Jeff,
is
are you
so
under arrest?
cute. I wish cars looked like that
Yeah, I got
nowadays.
pulled over on the walk down the street. Dell, talk about this great parade and what it means to our
I love
community.
when cars
Well,
look
it's just amazing. This
cute and
actually is
fancy.
probably the largest turnout I've seen in the last number of years.
Yeah.
Weather's great. So many families out here. And by the way, the count is about 100 Canuck jerseys to about 2 other jerseys. Canuck Nation is represented here.
Go,
And
go,
yeah, it's great time.
Kraken.
So just really appreciate it.
No, we
Do you
suck.
actually have
We
credentials
suck
to be
this
here? I
year.
don't have credentials, so
I
you can
still
hold me away
believe.
right now, Dell. Okay. See you guys.
Fuck the Canucks, sorry.
Oh, well, it was bound to happen before
But
too
isn't
long
this
anyway.
the cutest car in the world?
I love the old police vehicle. It is
It
very,
is
very
so
cool
cute.
to see. When you see that Rover, you
I
know
love
you can find an officer, professional staff member, special municipal constable,
We got
or reserve
Hershey's.
constable. Yes, just doing such great work in our community, Stacey.
Absolutely. And then they use it to help engage
Oh.
citizens Victoria and Esquimalt, of course. And they want to have conversations about the police department and raise awareness about community values and recruiting too. Vic PD is always looking for some new members for sure.
Yeah, that's right. I have some friends after I moved from Vancouver to Victoria saying,
Even when I
"You know
do
if,
my
Vic PD
my
is hiring?"
course,
Because
I
it looks
don't
pretty
know.
nice over there. They absolutely
I'd be a
are.
good
You should
fit for the
certainly look
department.
into it. And we're looking now at Victoria Fire, the Victoria Fire Department Honor Guard, leading the
Yay.
group following by the historical vehicles. They got the steamer, the bumper trucks, and
Oh
I
my
think
God,
they have
this
a
is-
52 Kenworth and a 62 LaFrance,
Wow,
but you might
this-
actually
I
have
love this
more
part.
knowledge on that
I
than I
always
would.
What do you
forget
call me,
about
old?
this part.
No.
Is that what you're
Usually
saying?
I'm at
Not
the
at
end
all.
of the
No,
line.
you're
Or...
you're a car gal. You know your stuff.
Well, I think we'll see those vehicles
So,
coming up
There
here
they
in
are,
just
yeah.
a moment. But
Look.
my favorite part of the parade is the horses.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Oh.
And these are beauties. These amazing relic, the 1899 Charles Redfern steamer.
Yeah.
It was in service until 1911. And
So
retired members
these
of the Vic
were
Fire team
our
maintain
early
this amazing
fire
vehicle.
trucks.
It weighs 9,000 pounds, but that is no
jeez.
problem. for
Our
these
early
Tally-ho horses.
fire
They're-
trucks.
They had their
folks.
own horses, of course, pulling it back in the day, but the Tally-ho horses are stepping in very well to do duty here in the parade this year, and it is
They're
just
just used to carrying
spectacular. Can you imagine? Can you
tourists. They're
just
confused.
think of the hours and hours it takes to maintain those beautiful historical vehicles? What a wonderful job they've owned.
This is
Yeah, you mentioned
amazing.
1912 is when they added an
18
engine, or articulated,
like
as they say, to
1912?
drive the steamer.
19.
Horses no longer needed, but they are certainly needed at our
But
parade, I would
this
say, and they add so much. The
is-
Victoria Fire Department's actually been part of the Victoria Day Parade for more than 100 years. So obviously a staple of this community and an important day for them as well, Stace.
Absolutely. And if you want to see that beautiful steamer, it lives at number 2 Hall on Michigan Street. So stop by and check it out. Those
Aw.
who take care of it are very, very proud, and they love to show it off.
Yeah, the
Amazing.
Joan Wallace Driving School roving cam is actually a horse camera at this point. And there's the vehicles I was talking about. My father-in-law would kick me if I didn't know which one these were, but I believe it's the 52 Kenworth we just saw there. But some of the older vehicles, some of the old fire vehicles are just so cool to see. And like you said, it takes so long to actually maintain them, make sure they're operational, but they really are a labor of love for the people who do this, Stacey.
Absolutely.
Like, why does
and you know,
everyone
the history is
wanna
such a great part of this
destroy our
parade. And
history?
the very first parade, of
This
course,
is
held
so
May 24th,
beautiful.
1898 to
Wow.
honor
Why
Queen
do we wanna
Victoria's
destroy
79th
it?
birthday. Queen Victoria reigned from 1837 to 1901, the second longest reign of any other British monarch in history. She was only 18 when
That
she became
is wild.
queen.
All right, I believe Jeff King is on the parade route with another special guest. Jeff, you broke out of your police cuffs and now you're on a fire truck, I believe.
First the police, now the fire department. I'm making my rounds. Ted Alexis helps keep these machines going. How exciting is it for you guys to be in this parade again each and every year, Ted?
Oh my gosh, it's just a great year. We got a great day, and who could ask for anything more? Everything's working well.
Everything's working well. That's good.
Yeah, the
Knock
horses
on
are well moved, and they're fine. Yeah.
Good seeing you
Never
back in the
say
parade
that
again this year,
during
Mike.
a
Thank you,
live
Jeff. Good to see
broadcast.
Well, Jeff, that is just a beautiful vehicle. And, you know, that might be my preferred ride. If I was going to ride
I
on the
love
parade
how
route, I would
they,
be
like,
in that vehicle. And
show the
again, the
progress
historical
of
society group that works on those trucks is just incredible.
as a new
Victoria Ready,
resident.
we see them along our parade route. The City of Victoria Emergency Management
Yeah.
Program as well. They empower every person, business,
As
and organization to prepare for emergencies. Not going
We
to say
are
it, but
in
we
an
live on the fault
earthquake
line,
and
everyone.
tsunami
Yes,
zone
well
and
said.
volcano
Enough
zone
said.
and
It's not going to
aliens.
happen right now.
No, but yeah, the
Gotta
vehicles
watch
you're going to
for
be
the
seeing here,
aliens.
they have
And
an
I'm not
emergency
even
support
talking about the
van
illegal
that then
ones that
responds
are
on scene
flooding.
following a house fire or other
Oh,
emergencies to
not to
meet
get
with and
political. Let's
support
just
the
stick to
evacuated
the
residents.
happy
Also, an
parade.
ATV just in front of that van there. That's an all-terrain vehicle, of course. It's a side-by-side.
Mhm.
It provides quick access to areas which are not easily reachable within larger vehicles, and
Yeah.
that is so very important. And there you
Well-
see the ATV. We want to give a shout out to the amazing volunteers. They dedicate hundreds of hours each year to serve their communities.
Absolutely. And you know what? We've got the Victoria Fire Department, and the Greater Victoria Muscular Dystrophy is the charity that they champion every single year. Since 1985, they have supported the Muscular Dystrophy
It's a blinking nose.
Society, and they've been in the parade since 1975. Of course, Muscular Dystrophy Canada provides programs and services, research, and advocacy to support people affected by neuromuscular disorders. And you know, the firefighters are out there with their boots collecting money every year, and they always appreciate your support.
There's
And we
a
know
boot
that the fire
drive
trucks
if
are
you see the
definitely a hit
boot.
for the kids.
Oh, always
Or
a hit with the kids. And
you know,
with
you
news
have an
anchors,
extra
it turns
quarter,
out.
it
I'm
all
a big
helps.
fan of the fire departments. And behind Victoria Fire, you have Saanich Fire and the Saanich Firefighters Charitable Foundation. They were
Saanich.
founded back in 2001, operated by members of Saanich Fire Local 967 through countless volunteers hours. They raise tens of thousands of dollars every year to carry out their mandate of supporting youth in Saanich, and they do such a fantastic job at it.
Oh, they do. They work with the Kids Run Victoria,
Kids need all the
volunteering
help they
time
can
and money
get
to
these
raise money for
days.
pediatric oncology.
I thought we
They
were
join
bad.
CRC,
No.
CRD firefighter charity groups to donate to
Must
the
be
Victoria
getting old.
Hospital
I'm like,
Foundation.
at least I
Big
wasn't
donations
like
there,
hacking off my
10-year
breath.
pledge,
No, okay.
$250,000 a year
Totally
to the
off
Victoria
topic.
Hospitals
I just
Foundation.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah,
Honk,
you know
honk.
they do. Yeah, you mentioned the Kids Run that just happened recently in Tillicum, and it's
Stick
so
on topic,
important.
Crypta.
They
Stick on
got 3 fire
topic.
stations: Uptown, Royal Oak, University of Victoria. Fire station number 2 in Royal Oak. You've probably driven by it. It's close
That
to Commonwealth
is
Pool there. It's currently
some
under
slick
construction.
vehicle.
You might think, what's going there? Well, a new
Dang.
state-of-the-art fire hall is scheduled to be complete in 2026. And I live relatively close in that neighborhood. I can't wait to see what they do with that area. But yeah, they got the horns blasting today. They're celebrating.
They sure are, and I think I saw an apparatus from Colwood Fire Department as well. And don't worry, my friends, there are enough fire trucks left in your communities that if anything happens,
I
you
know
can
everyone
prepare.
was
Here's a
thinking
fire
that.
truck
You got
from
all these
Royal.
ones on
And it's a real,
parade. What
it's a
are you
real
doing,
fraternity among
Victoria? No,
firefighters.
we're
My dad was a
okay.
volunteer
We're okay.
firefighter in the for many, many, many years. And it is a fraternity.
It really is.
It's a brotherhood and sisterhood, and all the firefighters really have a connection and affiliation to each other. So I know many of them are glad to be out here together today.
Shout out to Colwood Rescue Engine 52. I turned around and gave him the pole horn sign, and he gave me a real big one. So I apologize. I was right in the middle of what you were saying.
And
But
that was really important words, Paul. It's all good.
no, it is important words, and I do thank every single firefighter for sure. We've got Royal Canadian Marine Search and Rescue right now, Stace.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what?
And
I
I
vent
think
out
the
in one of
Coast
these
Guard's
vessels
right.
earlier this year, and it was a wonderful
Usually if
experience.
it's
It was
like
a highlight of my life for sure, being out there, and a group of highly skilled
love the Coast
volunteers who
Guard.
dedicate so much time to providing 24-hour a year emergency search and rescue services here in Victoria, and the training that's required for these folks to get out there and get on the water.
huge.
I mean, it's years of volunteer work, hours and hours and hours over a number of years to get the training required to be out there. And there's no place else they'd rather be. They love it, and they do such a great job.
They really do. They take it so seriously, but it's also a labor of love, you can tell, and they do such amazing work. The Canadian Coast Guard following them, a special operating agency, the Fisheries Oceans Canada, of course, working to ensure the safety of mariners in Canadian waters and protect Canada's marine environment. Again, really, really highly skilled people, and a big thank you to them.
Oh, and that float is always a highlight
It's
of the
awesome.
parade, built by Jeff Cox. Of course, replicas of a large tender ship, the replica Sir Wilfrid Laurier tender ship, and the Estevan Point Lighthouse. Just a real treat to see every year.
All right, let's turn things back over to Mr. Jeff King, who's along the parade route. Jeff?
Yeah, with the BC Aviation Museum team, this is Julia beside us. And what is this, Julia?
We have the fuselage of our FM 104 Lancaster bomber.
Wow.
So what you see is our most complete restoration piece and also the most roadworthy.
Okay.
We're delighted to show it off today because our volunteers have been hard at work polishing this, getting it all put together, temporary rivets, some real riveting, and it's an amazing piece of work.
Well, that is riveting for sure. Enjoy the parade.
Thank you.
That was a piece.
And can I just say, fuck the Green Party. It's a climate scam. This is why I didn't go and see the parade live, because I could
To the
stare at
Martin Mars
home.
water bomber that was on display in the
That's
parade
right.
route there, and we love the Martin Mars, and we're so excited that it's going to end up at the museum later on this year.
Yeah, it is fantastic. And that Lancaster that she's talking about, the FM 104 Lancaster, that was part of the fuselage where the pilot sit. So a big shout out to the BC Aviation Museum. Behind them, you saw the Green Party of Canada. Of course, the Green Party led by Elizabeth May, who's walking on the parade. She just said, "Hey, check, woot woot," is what I heard, Elizabeth.
Oh, go fuck yourself. Oh, God. Oh, God. Just, like, go fuck yourself, drunken Lizzie. Like, just go back to Quadra. Just stop. Stop. And also, here's something about Elizabeth May. Says she believes in protests and free speech. She voted for the Emergency Act. Anyone who voted for the Emergency Act in the House of Commons right now deserves their seat gone because that was deemed an illegal action. So how the fuck is she marching in the parade? I don't know. It's BC. There's a lot of shit here I don't eat. But Reynolds is awesome.
Beth May say right behind us. So.
Amazing. And boy, here we have our first high school marching band. And
This
I'm
is
so
what
excited.
it's
The Reynolds
about.
Secondary
And
School
Reynolds
Marching Band,
works
led
their
by amazing
asses off.
Jamie Davis, 150-piece ensemble.
They are
participating in
amazing.
their 57th
5-7
Victoria Day Parade. Grade 9 to 12 students who also participate
They're
in the students'
amazing.
concert bands and jazz bands. And I expect they're going to break into song here as they approach the judges' tent.
Oh, yeah. Let's have a listen.
Military Escort, composed by Henry Fillmore.
And can I say, like, why? There's so many flags. Like, let's just pick a flag, any flag. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. Apparently Reynolds is woke as fuck. Oh, well, great. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had more hope. Feels like I just feel like it's kind of
Oh, fantastic stuff. Yeah, you can hear the cheering from all the crowd. They're loving that. That was, as you mentioned, Military Escort composed by Henry Fillmore. Now, they start rehearsing their parade music at the beginning of January, seeing band classes as soon as kids return from winter break. And I got to say, I love those jackets, too. I think I got to wear them. It's kind of the Czech colors, those jackets, I think.
They look
Yeah,
great.
it
Just saw
is.
the mustard seed, Vancouver
Very,
Island's most accessible food bank, offering great, valuable food and services
And
to our
actually, if
vulnerable
you
and
talk to the
food
kids, they really
secure
don't like them.
food insecure population here, and they are the charity partner of
You do,
choice
but-
for the Greater Victoria Festival Society.
Yes, and behind them, the Giza Shriners. Since 1957, they love to entertain all the children twice a year during the Victoria Day Parade and the Santa Claus Parade. The clown Loki is the signature float of the Shriners in Victoria. Thank you again for what you do.
And there you see Victoria Mayor Marianne Alto greeting all the parade goers as they go by. City of Victoria, great supporter of this parade over the years, of course. We couldn't do that without them. And you know what? A shout out to the Festival Society, because we wouldn't be here without their hard work. The Board of Directors, Festival Society President Laura Cooper, Vice President Barb Colchis, Secretary Stacey Houston, Treasurer Katie Getz, Director Kim.
And I hate to say it, I'm real sorry, but I gotta shut off the YouTube because I'm getting so much lag. It just happens with. So you can keep following the rest of the parade on the Check Six feed, or I'm still gonna be on Rumble, X, and Twitch, even though I don't even know